Hey everybody, my name is Colton Lee. We're here at my recording studio, Red Jack Recordings here in sunny Slope, Arizona. Today I want to talk to you about a really simple and effective way for recording drums with a minimal amount of microphones. 4 to be exact. I'm talking about the Glyn John method for recording drums. Heading into winter with more potential lockdowns looming, I thought that this would be a good opportunity to talk about this technique since more and more of us are going to be stuck at home recording ourselves, and we may not have access to the best microphones or an infinite number of inputs. So when used properly, this is a fantastic tool to get a good drum sound with just a couple of microphones. I say when used properly because this is something I see a lot for some reason. And while it's a simple setup, it can be a little tricky to get to work. So we'll just go over some of the finer details here that some people may miss and hopefully get you to a good starting point where you can start making some creative choices on your own. So let's talk about the basics here. Glyn Johns is comprised of a kick mic, a snare mic, a top mic, and a side mic. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to be focusing mostly on the top and the side mic. For our setup here, the top mic is set at about head height while standing, and it's looking at the snare drum set about where the snare drum and the rack tom meet. And then for our side microphone, it's generally with the Glyn Johns is going to be looking over the floor tom pointed at the snare. We have a little bit of limited space where we're recording the drums here, so this is cheated over a little bit more towards the drummer's perspective. And that's okay in this instance. It's kind of the beauty of this technique is you can kind of work that side mic in wherever you kind of need to. So in the two examples I put together for you, I've done one very basic setup comprised of microphones that you can find at any Guitar Center or your buddies might even have them, and then one that's more geared towards stylized sounds and a little more gritty. So let's look at our first example. Example number 1, on our kick we have an Onyx D6. And on the snare, we have a Shure SM57. And for the purposes of these two demonstrations, those two microphones are not going to change. They're going to be the same for both. For our top and side mics, I'm using a pair of Rhodes NT1As, and they're just a very clean, very basic set of condenser microphones that are a matched pair. So let's check what that sounds like. So moving on to our second example, like I mentioned before, the kick and snare have not changed. The only thing that's changed is our top and side mic. Our top mic is now a Cascade ribbon microphone, and of course that's going to be a lot darker, and with that figure 8 pattern, it's going to have a little bit more of the room in it. And then our side mic is a Mojave MA200, which is a nice condenser tube mic that's going to be a little more detailed and a little just more open than those Rhodes. So let's check out what that sounds like. So as you can hear, the two examples are pretty drastically different, and all we had to do was change two microphones out. Some things to keep in mind here, and the things that I see get people into trouble are the panning of the overheads, the top and the side mic. You want to do some work on the way in setting your levels, making sure that your snare feels center between the two of them. You don't want to pan the two out hard left and hard right. You're going to get a really weird image of the drum kit. So you want to get your level set, make sure your snare feels in the middle, and find the panning that works the best to help you achieve that. Oftentimes the top mic is going to be somewhere around 30 to 40% left, and the side mic is going to be a little more like 3 o'clock range, maybe 4. You just need to do a little bit of work on the way in to make sure that your image feels right. That's the thing I see people fuck up the most is they'll just throw it hard left and hard right, and your drum kit feels all off kilter, and there's no real center. So keep those things in mind going forward, but have fun with it. You can add tom mics, you can add room mics, and just build from there. But with these 4 mics, you can get a really good classic sound that can hold up. So good luck.